God is just so good. Studied hard, put the work in, passed my learner's permit, and I earned 100%. Not one wrong. Hello, how are you? God is so good. God is just so good. He is so good all the time. So today is March 31st, 2017, and I actually passed my learner's permit. That is amazing, and I have some tips and some steps to share with you so that you will be well on your way to passing your learner's permit when that time arises. I bet you didn't know, but maybe you did, especially if I embedded this Snapchat in the video. Or if you're following me on Snapchat at God Bless Destiny, I passed and I earned 100%. Not one wrong. So let's get down to some things that you need to know so that you can ace your permit test. And when God makes it so that through the power of God and through His works, okay, when I perform well, I want you to perform well. And God put me here on this earth to enlighten you and to inspire you. So when I do well, it's all in reciprocity because we are beacons of love and light. So the first step, or the first recommendation that I have for you is to study early and often. So I study with two materials, okay? Well, basically we'll just say three. One, the driver's manual. This driver's manual is only about 40 pages. Two, the online driver's test that is timed. And three, the online driver's test that is untimed. Those are the only three materials that I use to study for this exam. So yes, first you have to study early, you have to study often. I read this book, the manual, which is 40 pages, from cover to cover for about 3 to 4 months. So in the midst of planning, make sure that you read this book in totality from cover to cover at least 3 times. At least 3 times. Now, so I will just go to number 2. In addition to studying early and often, this book wants to jump out of my hand. In addition to that, you must have proper notation and you must highlight and also use either pencil or pen. I prefer to use pencil because if I have notes or if something needs amendment, I just use my pencil. I hope the camera is picking up on these highlights here, but this is what I did. When taking the timed and the untimed test, I would highlight the questions that the test asked me. I would go to my book or have my book right there while I'm taking the untimed test, and I would highlight those questions in the book. That was quite an advantageous and vital method because it really anchored and added salience and significance to the concepts that will possibly be on the real exam. And actually some of them were. Some of the ones that were on the practice exam were actually on the real exam. So that's number 2, to highlight. Number 3 is going to be to take a combination of at least 20 both timed and untimed exams. That's what I did. I also kept a digital log of which tests I took, what day I took it, whether it was timed or untimed, and also my score. I made a digital sheet of that, and I think that's advantageous. Step number 3, I guess this is number 3. Next, in addition to highlighting the exam questions that you see in the timed and the untimed test, also write next to your highlights what date you took that exam and also whether the test was timed or untimed. Okay? So that is what is here on my notation. And you can see that I notated this book all throughout. It's very helpful when you also number things. So some things are in bullets, but it's also very helpful if there's specific rules that you number them. We are on number 4, step 4. The signs. Don't underestimate the power of the signals, signs, and pavement markings. Those are definitely going to be on there. Make sure you understand the sign colors, the sign shapes. Understand the whole book, but add special spellings to these signs because there were about 3 signs that I had to know what they represented. So make sure that you understand that. And that, in summary, that is pretty much what you need to do to ensure that you pass your learner's permit. And don't forget, you always have to take your time tests and your untimed tests that are available online. I know from my state, we have that. So after I pass my exam, I have this rookie driver book where I will start my driver's log. But step 5, or recommendation number 5 for you, is to get your Bible, and to turn to Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. And this is just a sweet maxim for you. So go to Philippians 4:13 and read, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through Yeshua who strengthens me. So you put the time in, you put the work in, you put the effort in, and you shall receive great results. I wish you the best. Comment down below whether or not you've taken your test or whether you will be planning to take your test. So I basically just shared 5 steps. That was 5 steps and 5 recommendations so that you can ace your learner's permit. God is so good. God is so good. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.